What's up, everybody? Welcome into the 615. It's your host, Lee Hillis, and today we are talking with Gary and April from the What's Shakin' Titans podcast, and we're also being joined by Titan Superfan Chili Pepper, and we're talking top 5 players league-wide by position. And we're also going to go through some NFL news and my record prediction by game. And we're also going to be going through some season end award predictions. And we'll be back with them here in about 2.5 minutes.
Tennessee Titans season's over. Let's call it what it is. Running the ball now.
Covered by Lowe, loses the ball. It's Titans ball. And to Hilliard, he's got room. 30, 20, 10, 5, it's zone.
Go win a Super Bowl for this entire season.
Take a deep breath. Okay, have some fun. These boys and these things are going to make mistakes. Every one of you is going to make a mistake. Go figure out a way to make it right.
Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
What's up, everybody? We are back, and before we bring our guests in, we're going to take care of a little bit of housekeeping. Of course, everybody share the show out, smash the like button, and if you feel like helping the show grow, donate. There is the Cash App at the bottom of the screen. Pause it if you want to keep that in mind. And let's go ahead and bring our guest in, Gary Bailey and his sister April.
Hey,
What's going on, everybody?
how are y'all?
And also, Titan Superfan Chili Pepper. What is going on?
Hey, how are you guys? Hello. Thanks for having me. Sorry.
Definitely. Thank you for having us, man.
Yes, thanks so much. This was great.
So, as I said, we're going to start off talking a little bit of NFL news. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to dive into the NFL news?
I'm ready. I'm
Yeah.
fired up.
So, the big story out of Titans training camp, Buster Screen has decided to retire after 11 seasons in the NFL with the Browns, the Jets, the Bears, the Niners, and last but not least, the Tennessee Titans. And, of course, Corey Curtis, of course, you see the tweet. I was like, how real is that? Like, is that just a joke? So I reached out to a source of mine, Teresa Walker, and Teresa Walker confirmed it. Yeah, he said, "Hey, I've done what I can." So was this a huge surprise to any of y'all?
It caught me by surprise. Like I wasn't expecting to hear Buster Screen's names and then the words, informed the Titans of retirement. Just I felt like he was having such a good comeback year with the Titans that if he was able to capitalize on that one more year, I think it would have been awesome just to have that addition.
Oh, 100%. I was so shocked when the news came across and Gary shared it with me because I was like, we were building our whole defenses around them. Like we were making our predictions with our Tennessee defense and everything, and we included Buster in those conversations. And so when I heard the news, I was kind of like, oh man, here we go again. We got to start over and all of our predictions and everything else. So I was very surprised. With 11 seasons, though, I guess when you know, and he was ready.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing here is that it was just a short notice,
Yeah.
If but maybe he would know like 4 months ago or something. I don't know. That's his.
Yeah, he's probably been sitting on it for a while. Like, I'm gonna wait till training camp to say something.
Nah.
Well, at least it wasn't like the Andrew Luck deal where it was waited till preseason.
Oh yeah.
By the way, guys, I'm retiring.
And then, of course, the next story rolling around out there is Josh Rosen is a Cleveland Brown. So they went from one disgruntled quarterback to another.
Oh man, like my thing is like, where are the Browns' head at this offseason? I mean, like all their decision making is just all over the place in my opinion. Like from the whole, taking a gamble on the Deshaun Watson, thing before knowing whether or not he's gonna and then to the way they did Baker in that as well, and now y'all lost out on Baker Mayfield and possibly a full season of Deshaun. So man, they better hope Josh can come out there and perform for them.
Oh yeah, it just makes me definitely thankful that we have John Robinson that kind of has a head about him, because this is what you're looking at when you're looking at a general manager that doesn't know much. So it seems to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I don't know. The Cleveland Browns have never made sense to me at all. Yeah, truth be told. They're just like when they look like they're building something and they're like getting some stuff together, something comes out and they are just back where they started again like 10 years ago. So
yeah.
And of course, today was the start of Titans training camp. Rookies reported Saturday. And of course, rookies and anybody who was injured reported on Saturday. Veterans came in yesterday. But can we talk about Traylon Burks for a minute? How he basically did a complete 180. He looked slow, sluggish, and all that during minicamp and OTAs. But here he comes in training camp day one and just balls out.
Yeah, and Mike Vrabel had a lot of positive things to say about him. My thing is I know he came and he showed us that quick turnaround that we all wanted to see. Like we seen what we wanted to see the very first day of him taking the field. We got to see that today. So I'm really excited and interested to see if he's going to be able to maintain this level of consistency over throughout the whole season. Because if he can play that way, and he's already blocking downfield, he's already a vertical threat for the defense. I'm pretty fired up for it.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think it's something that Gary and I talked about on one of our very first podcasts that I thought people were pushing a little bit too early on Traylon Burks. They have to understand that it's all an adjustment. He's definitely going from college time to NFL time. It's going to take him some time to adjust with an asthma condition like the one that he has. My son has the same one, and I over and over again, Gary asked me before we even started the podcast, he's like, what are you thinking about Traylon Burks? And I was like, I think it's a kid with asthma. Before they even came out and said it, just because watching it, you could just kind of tell. And when you have asthma and you're playing in those 100-degree temperatures, it's going to be really easy to look like that. And so we both kind of said it's too early to push that panic button. And so it was really great to see him come out and really just be on fire like he was before. And, now we're kind of looking around like AJ who?
AJ who?
AJ too. Well, exactly that. I was telling all the people that I, started chatting and stuff like that. They were expecting this kid to come out and bowl like the first second he stepped a foot on the field, but that's not gonna happen. The game changes, speed changes. Now everybody's good here and everything, so he just gotta adapt, and that's normal. About the asthma thing, for me, to my point of view, it would be like so hard that the scouts didn't find out that he had like I don't know, like an underlying condition like that. So he was going to be okay. But the thing here is that we are Titans fans, so we panic like the first second. The first second when he drops the first ball, you'll see. When he drops the first ball at a game, oh no, he's not good. That's a buzz. And next play, he scores like a 90-yard touchdown, and everybody loves him. And we are like that. So it wasn't. But yeah.
I'm going to show something that it's a bold prediction that I made back during an episode with Matt Rogers, who's, of course, the Titans public address announcer. This was a huge bold prediction that was made on April 25th. The draft was that birthday.
That's our birthday.
Yeah.
So, here it is. Here it is. I think J-Rob trades up at least 3 or 4 spots.
Do you really?
I think he goes and gets that receiver from Arkansas.
Oh.
What? Oh my goodness. Listen at you.
And I'm like, I was sitting there, I'm like, John, are you going to do that? Please tell me you are. And what happened? He traded up, drafted Traylon Burks. I'm like, now that just makes me look like an even bigger genius that I said that. No, the weird thing is, so the Titans traded A.J. Brown. I had that nowhere in that scenario until the night before the draft. I traded A.J. for the 10th overall pick and drafted Jamison Williams.
So you got close.
Where did he ended up getting drafted to?
It was top 10. Top 10, top 15.
Hold on.
See, I had just came in, like I was cooking on my smoker, man. Turned the draft on in our downstairs lounge, and I go in there, and I just like, it was supposed to be the Eagles pick, and I was just really wasn't paying no attention, and then next thing I know, I just start hearing
Titans on the clock.
Yeah, Titans are on the clock. Like what?
Oh yeah.
What's going on here?
I remember getting a message from my brother, like, tell me you just saw that. And I'm sitting on my couch, and I'm like, no. Because I in my head, that's what was going to happen. Because typically when you hear a general manager like J-Rob come on over and over again, like, we really want to keep AJ. That's our goal. Well, it's not really going to happen. They're just trying to make you feel better. As someone who watched
calm.
Yes. Someone who watched the McNair trade go down and watch the Eddie George go. So yeah, it was just it was deja vu, and I knew in my soul something. My soul was like, "We're not gonna sign AJ." And so as soon as he said, "Did you see what happened?" I was like, "AJ's gone." No.
And of course, it takes a lot to break me. That AJ trade broke me.
Yep.
Like
I went through every stage of grief in one night.
Yes.
Man,
I had to sit back and think about it though. I was like, there has to have been something. J Rob's a smart man. There has to have been something he saw he didn't like in order to not pay HA. And I just trusted the system. We were just talking about this earlier with one of our going to be our guest star this week on our show, and he's not even a Titan fan. He said he's mad at us still for trading AJ. So we were like, it's okay though. It's okay because this is all business, and
hey,
I'm okay with trailing Burks once you sit down and kind of look hindsight's 2020.
I felt like all it was going to take was just for him to get his feet under him and get his feet under him, get his bearings of where he's at.
Yeah,
I thought that's all it was going to take, and I feel like he's done that. But the final story or the final news layout is NFL alternate helmet verse is what I like to call this one. The Falcons are going an all red helmet. Do I like it? No. I like the Bengals helmet over all of them that are out there. Out of all the helmets that are right here.
Did you see Chicago's helmet?
Yeah, that one was cool.
Did you see the Cleveland Browns Twitter tweet they tweeted out about it? That was so funny.
I feel like the Browns just need to kind of stay in their lane.
they were like, wonder where you got the color from, and then the color palette orange.
But of course, as I said, tonight we're talking top 5 players by position, and in the first position we're starting off with is the top 5 quarterbacks. So let's start with Chili Pepper. Where did you go right there at number 5?
Number 5, I got Joe Burrow.
Ooh, April.
At number 5, I have Lamar Jackson.
Gary,
Justin Herbert.
This is maybe a Titans fan. This might shock y'all. I went Ryan Tannehill.
Ooh.
That's cute.
That's cute, yeah.
now we'll run it backwards for me, Gary, April, and Chili Pepper. Number 4, I went Josh Allen. I just feel like Josh Allen has more around him that is proven than what Ryan has.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Like, Josh Allen has definitely,
and he's also younger.
Yeah, he's definitely outshined Tannehill. That's for sure. He's outplayed him, outshined him, outthrowed him. It's almost not even a comparison. I hate to say it. I love the Titans, but Josh Allen is another level of a QB.
And of course, Gary, where did you go at 4?
All right, so this is really going to shock some people. I put Patrick Mahomes at number 4.
That doesn't shock me at all.
Yeah, so I really have Patrick Mahomes taking a big setback this year, losing Tyreek Hill.
I've got Mahomes in the top 5. We're just going to wait and see. And for April, where did you go at 4?
I went with, this might shock you guys, but I actually went with Tom Brady at number 4. I know that everybody worships him, but I just don't think this year he's going to have the arm strength. He may have the people around him, but I think number 4 is going to be a good spot for him.
And of course, Sugar, where did you go at 4?
Well, I got Justin Herbert at number 4.
And then now we're just going to keep going back and forth. Where did you go at 3?
Okay, I went with Patrick Mahomes at 3. I think he's still a good QB, but they got the answer for him, so he's gonna be number 3 on my list.
April?
My number 3 is just actually it's Justin Herbert. So I just have him placed one above our buddy over here. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be Justin Herbert.
So for me, it's going to be Josh Allen. I have Josh Allen at number 3 above Patrick Mahomes.
Where I went at number 3, you have your Super Bowl quarterback, Matthew Stafford. Because, of course, yeah, he still has the Triple Crown winner in Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, that's Cooper Kupp is a lethal weapon, especially if you're a quarterback that can sling the rock accurately.
And, of course, going number 2, Aaron Rodgers.
Yep, that's exactly who I have for my number 2 is Aaron Rodgers. I'm kind of a low key like Green Bay is like my second team, because I grew up as a Brett Favre fan. So just kind of sitting back and watching Aaron Rodgers, throughout his career, I got him at number 2 because just the simple fact that he's right up there with the amount of touchdowns thrown last year as all the top other quarterbacks. But the big difference is all the other quarterbacks had 10 plus interceptions. He had 4. So
April?
I have Patrick Mahomes as number 2. Gary and I disagree about this. I feel like he's putting a lot on him losing Tyreek Hill, but I think Tyreek Hill is just one player. I think he still has great tight ends. He's got a great receiver as well. So I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes at number 2.
Where'd you go at 2?
So I went with Aaron Rodgers at number 2. Definitely low key, like no mistakes. I went with Aaron.
Then what about number 1?
Oh, Josh Allen. Yeah, I like that dude.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And then, of course,
Yeah, I like him even more when he's lived in Tennessee. but yeah, I like the dude. I think he's progressing. I don't know. He doesn't have a ceiling yet. So
I feel like he's way ahead of his time.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And of course, April, who's your number 1?
Aaron Rodgers was my number 1. I think he is still the top quarterback in the NFL. I think that no matter who he has around him, he's going to succeed. And I think this is the year he's going to outshine Tom Brady. So it's definitely going to be Aaron Rodgers for me at number 1.
Gary?
So for me, I have Tom Brady as number 1, and here's why I'm backing that this year. There's other quarterbacks out there who have a stronger arm, and can throw the ball further. There's something about being a student of the game, and that is exactly what Peyton Manning and Tom Brady are. They're a student of the game. They can look at the defense. They know their playbook. They coach their offense. They're calling plays on the field, calling the audibles, and to me, like, that is one of the things that you just don't get out of any of the other quarterbacks, not at the level like you're getting from a Tom Brady or a Peyton Manning. And that right there, is the key to having, or being the greatest quarterback in the game right now.
And then, of course, before we go to my number 1, we have to give a shout out to our buddy, the Power Hour.
What's up, Michael?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Michael.
Hey,
Gary and
Michael.
April. And also, Chili Pepper saying, looking good.
Yeah.
So, and of course, number 1, it's not going to shock y'all that I went here at number 1, Patty Mahomes.
See, somebody agrees with me. He's gonna be great.
If you look at who he still has, Mecole Hardman. He still has Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the backfield. He still has Travis Kelce as his tight end. He still has weapons around him. And everybody is, I think, April, as you were saying, everybody's thinking, oh, since he lost Tyreek Hill, he's not going to be any good. And
I just think that's a lot to put on one player.
Oh yeah, Tyreek Hill was a good player, but he's gonna have to find ways to win games without Tyreek Hill.
And I think the combination of him and Andy Reid, they will do it. Just like they said, we were going to lose everything when we lost Derrick Henry, and did we lose a lot? Yes, but we still found ways to do it. I just don't think losing one player should have that much of an impact on where you rate a quarterback that you haven't seen yet this year.
And of course, now we're heading to top 5 running backs.
Oh, that's an easy one. Number 1. That's an easy one.
Yep.
Starting at number 5, I went Nick Chubb.
Oh,
out of Cleveland. And then now we're going to go to April on this one at number 5, running back.
You know, I did some research yesterday, and I sent over some things to my brother, and I was still shocked at how many people still have so many people above Derrick Henry. But my number 5 is going to be Christian McCaffrey. I think that he's still a good top running back. You just don't hear a lot from him. I think this is going to be one of his decline years. He's still going to be up there, but I think number 5 is going to be a good spot for him.
And of course, Chili Pepper, where did you go at 5?
I got Zeke at number 5. Yeah. I don't.
Gary?
So I went Joe Mixon at number 5.
Oh.
And you know, to kind of comment on the Christian McCaffrey thing, like there's no way I'm putting him even in the top 10. He's missed way too many games over way too many seasons. Like this dude is not a top 10 running back. He is not even close to being a top 5 running back. There's no way. If he played for one solid season from start to finish, and would even show just a half of the level of production that he showed before he started getting injured all the time, then yeah, maybe you could talk about putting him in that top 10. But I think there's a lot of other talent out there that are definitely deserving of the top 5. Who are out there staying healthy and are being productive, on a week in and week out basis.
And now we're heading to number 4, starting with Gary on this one. Where'd you go at number 4?
So number 4, I chose Dalvin Cook.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I felt like Cook has a lot, that he's kind of starting to show us. I like his breakaway speed that he has when he's able to get out in the open. It's going to be interesting to see if he's going to be able to elevate his game, more and possibly, be right there competing with, the top 3.
And of course, Chili Pepper, where'd you go at 4?
Before I went with Christian McCaffrey. I know everything about injuries and everything, but he has the talent. So
he's still a solid running back.
Yes.
Chili, I think you're probably the smartest man.
And of course, April, where'd you go at 4?
Number 4, I went Joe Mixon. So I kind of agree. He's going to be right there in that 4-5 mix with the Bengals. He showed us a lot last year. I think that this is kind of his year to progress a little bit. So I'm going to put Joe Mixon at number 4.
Where I went at number 4 is probably going to shock everybody in here, and even that come back and watches it later. I went Leonard Fournette.
That's kicking it old school.
Okay.
He isn't even in my top 40.
And then number 3, the nickname I have for this next guy, I hate to say it's fitting, but it's fitting. Jailbird Alvin Kamara.
Stop it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so where did you go at 3?
At 3, I went with Chubb. Yeah.
The guy I had at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a
Fitting.
safe guess.
Yeah.
Chubb.
See, I have Chubb for 3 as well.
Oh,
And then April.
You know, I had Chubb for 3 until a few hours ago when I saw that Najee Harris is actually going to have a complimentary of an ex-Titan in the background. I think that's going to open a lot of things for him. So I'm going to go with actually Najee Harris as my number 3.
Ooh, the running back out of Bama.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we're going to get, because Gary and Sugar went the same place, Nick Chubb.
yeah.
So, Gary, where'd you go at 2?
So, my number 2 is a toss-up between 2 people, really. I could split the number 2 between either Alvin Kamara or what's his name? JT from the Colts.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor. Sorry, I drew a blank there. But
It's okay, gotcha.
yeah, I'd probably lean more towards Jonathan Taylor. My only concern with that is, you know, the Colts have always been well known for having just an outstanding offensive line. And, you know, I think we have to see more from him. Let's see what he does, you know, coming into this season. You know, it's still a little too soon. I know he's really talented, but it's still really too soon for me to just say he's a surefire number 2. So that's why I'm having a hard time, you know, between those 2.
And then April.
I'm kind of with Gary. I had a toss-up at number 2. So Jonathan Taylor's there, but so is Austin Eckler. And the reason why is because, like he said, the Colts have a really good offensive line. So I feel like just with the Steelers as well, you could put almost anybody back there, and they're going to be able to run the ball well.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to see a little bit more from him. But Austin Eckler really has to work for it. And I was really impressed with how he did last year. So I think that he could really be coming through that number 1 spot, which he's not going to get. And I think we all have who our number 1 is in mind. But I think that he can give it a run. So I'm going to go with, toss up between Austin Eckler and Jonathan Taylor, and it could lean towards Eckler.
And for Sugar, where'd you go at 2?
Well, I went with Alvin. I like Alvin Kamara since the beginning. To be honest, I like the Saints and I like the Bengals maybe a little bit too much, but that have always been me.
I like the Saints
too. So if you see me like throwing in some Saints or some Bengals randomly, it's because I like them. I like those teams. Yeah. Whenever I'm not watching like Titans games, I'm always like watching like Bengals or Saints games.
Yeah.
So where I went at number 2, Gary and April said the same name. Jonathan Taylor. I feel like he's proved enough to have my number 2 spot.
But he's a Colt. Okay.
Yeah. I think that kind of gives him a ding. Just ran off.
But of course, number one, we all went the same place. The King will reign.
The King, Harry.
Crown him.
Crown him. Send him a couple angry run trophies. He's got it.
Yep. How many trophies do y'all predict he's gonna get this year?
Angry run trophies? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's angry. I'm gonna say at least 5.
Angry, Mom. Yeah.
In the first game.
April, I'm gonna double yours. I'm gonna say 10.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna one up that. I'm gonna say 12. Derrick Henry is gonna wreck some people this year.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Or,
yeah.
Oh, and
He's
and one of those
Yeah.
guys, is going to be Shaquille Leonard, Darius Leonard.
possibly.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, now we're headed to top 5 wide receivers. Number 5, I had AJ Brown in this spot until like 3 or 4 days ago. But I found a receiver I like just a little bit more. And it's the new Miami Dolphin Tyreek Hill.
That's
And
a
so
that's,
yeah.
that's a good place. I have Tyreek Hill just coming under number 5 there. So I have Tyreek Hill as my 6th best receiver on my list. And I have Mike Evans underneath him. But for my number 5, I got Stephon Diggs.
And then, of course, yeah, we're just going to go straight down how it is on my screen because me, Gary, April, and Chili Pepper. So, April, number 5 wide receiver.
This is really hard for me because, I do have that soft spot for AJ, and it's really hard for me not to put personal feelings there, but I'm going to say Devontae Adams.
Oh, that,
What?
at number 5.
Number 5? Are you joking?
Oh,
Oh man, we need to hurry up and speed up to get to number 1.
yeah.
I'm ready to figure out who you got up there.
Yeah. Oh,
And of course, Chili Pepper, where'd you go at 5?
well, at 5, I got a tie. I got Diggs and AJ, but I'm gonna go with AJ because we have nice memories with AJ. So
Yeah, we definitely
we all
do.
have we all have a soft spot for AJ.
yeah, yeah, and I
So,
think
and
I
now-
think it's fair, like a tie between Diggs and AJ, just to pick AJ.
So, wide receiver number 4.
4.
And we're,
Oh.
we're just going to run it right back up the list.
Okay, that's me. So I'm gonna go.
Chili Pepper.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Coop.
Coop.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one, man.
Yeah, but well, I got my top 3. I like them like very, very much. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Coop.
April?
I know I've been hard, but
My number 4 is actually going to be Jamar Chase with the Bengals.
Yeah, and that's who I have as my number 4 is Jamar Chase.
For me, number 4, Robert Woods. Yes, he's come off the ACL injury, but can he take over? Because dealing with him and Traylon, I feel like him and Traylon are that 1A, 1B we were expecting out of AJ and Julio last year.
Yeah.
Like, 1 week, Robert Woods could be that 1A and Traylon be the 1B. Next week, Traylon's 1A and Robert's 1B.
I know some really great news that came out of training camp today is that, today was his very first day of full practice without a knee brace on.
I was thinking of putting that in the news. I'm like, why didn't I?
Yeah, I mean, because like that's huge. Because honestly, we weren't expecting him to be ready to play for us till a couple weeks after the start of the regular season, and the trajectory he's on is he's going to be there for the full season for us. So that has me fired up.
I have talked with Kayla Anderson on the whole Robert Wood situation, and she was saying sometime in July he could start working without that knee brace.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're right in that window. So when I saw that he didn't have the knee brace on, was it surprising a little bit? But I knew that he would not. That possibly around probably the start of training camp or sometime into training camp, he would not have that knee brace.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Gary, actually, I'm taking number 3 now. Number 3, I went Michael Pittman from Indianapolis.
Ooh. Interesting.
That's very interesting. Michael Pittman, I probably would have maybe like 10 on my list. I think there's a lot that he has to show. Coming from being a passing, you know, more of a blocking receiver.
Yeah,
Uh,
but of course, look at his skill set. He can still take off if he has to after the catch.
oh, definitely. Uh,
It's that athleticism. That's the reason I have him at 3.
yeah, and sometimes athleticism, it beats out. So for
Everything
me,
else,
we're on number 2, right?
Yeah.
3.
3. Okay, for me, I got Cooper Cup number 3,
Oh.
and I took him above Jamar Chase, and put him number 3, just because there's always something about having that kind of like a little slot receiver, that really excites me, and it makes for a really intriguing game to watch. Uh, you just see a little guy darting over the middle of the field and throw right
Sort
there
of
through the
like
middle.
sort of like an Adam Humphries or a Kyle Phillips.
Yep, yep.
So April, where did you go at number 3?
Number 3, is actually a bold prediction for me, and it's gonna be one of our very own Traylon Burks.
Oh.
I think he's
Wow.
coming in at number 3. He's coming in hot. He's coming in with haters and doubters, and I think he's
And a
gonna
chip on his
grow.
shoulder.
Chip on his shoulder, and I think that's when he's going to play his best ball. So I have number 3 at Traylon Burks.
And of course, Chili Pepper, where'd you go at 3?
Jefferson. I went with Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's fair. Wouldn't you?
So-
It's okay.
April, back to you had Traylon Burks at 3. Somebody said week 1, don't be surprised if Traylon Burks comes out, has 6 catches, 120 yards, and 3 touchdowns week 1. Do not be surprised.
Oh yeah, I can
Yeah,
see that happening,
definitely.
especially against the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing the Giants.
And then for Sugar, number 2, where did you go?
Oh, number 2, I went with Chase. I told you the Bengals.
Yeah.
I went with Chase. I like that dude.
Man, he has so much upside though, don't he?
Yeah.
And then April,
Cooper Cup is my number 2. I have him ranked really high. I have a lot of respect for him and the Rams, and I don't see him cooling off anytime soon. So he's going to be my number 2. Like Gary said, having him as a slot receiver is going to be big for him and them. So I have Cooper Cup as my number 2.
I have Justin Jefferson as my number 2.
number 2 for me,
Jamar Chase.
and then number 1, it's a guy that April has had at number 2, Cooper
Oh.
Cup.
Oh wow,
Mm.
wow.
You're talking about Mr. Triple Crown.
Oh.
Yeah.
And of course, Gary, where'd you go at number 1?
Devontae Adams.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep,
April?
I said I have a soft spot. I put AJ as number 1, and I'll tell you why. He's already called himself the best in the NFL, so he has something to prove. He also has the chip on his shoulder, and he wants to show everyone that he is the best. I think he plays his best like that. As much as we don't want to admit it, we've seen him coming off of COVID. We've seen him coming back in. All of his injuries, those were his best games. 100%, I think AJ is going to come out, and he's going to be the number 1 receiver in the NFL, and I hope that for him.
and then of course, next we're going to the top 5 tight ends, and we're going to start with Chili Pepper on this, and I'll be back in just a second because I have to grab my phone charger also. So we're going to start with Chili Pepper, go April and Gary.
Okay.
all right.
So, how are you guys?
Good.
Oh, we're doing awesome, man.
Yeah. Are you ready for home? Are you going to the game to home openers?
So we're actually going to be attending one of the practices coming up.
Next week, next Friday.
Yeah. Um, Not sure. We're trying to figure out which games we're gonna go to. We're having to work through some scheduling things, especially now because some low key news here.
Yeah.
Found out I'm having twins. So
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah,
So
congrats, bro.
him and I share a birthday, and now he's having twins. It's
yep,
a whole sweet thing. We're so excited.
Oh, dude,
I'm
that's
back.
amazing.
So,
yeah, man. I'm really excited for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
where you
I
guys
hope
live?
it's two boys. He needs
Dixon,
boys.
Tennessee.
Yes,
Oh.
they're in Dixon.
That's cool. That's cool.
I'm in
Congrats.
enemy territory.
He said I'm in enemy territory.
I'm
You are
about
in
2 hours from
Indiana.
Indianapolis.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, of course, tied at number 5.
Okay,
Where
tight
did you
end.
go?
I went with Knox and the Dales.
Mm.
Nah,
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. I
April.
went there.
I went with Kyle Pitts as number 5. He's kind of a low key under the radar player, but I feel like he's one of the better ones. When you mention tight ends every week, you mention Kyle Pitts, and so I'm gonna go with Kyle Pitts.
And then Gary.
Man, I had Kyle Pitts down as my number 5. But to be honest with you, Chili Pepper just mentioned a name to me that I really would have to consider replacing Kyle Pitts with. So, man, that's a hard one. I think I'll just go ahead just because I already had Cal Pitts down. I'll just stick with that.
Well, number 5, I had to go with those rat birds of Baltimore and go Mark Andrews.
See, I got Mark Andrews as my number 4.
Yeah, I got it.
And then number 4 for me, Darren Waller.
That's my
Because
number 4.
That's my
Because,
3.
Darren Waller is a baller.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Gary, who'd you have at number 4?
I had Mark Andrews.
And then April, you had Darren Waller.
I did. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I got-
Chipper had.
Andrews. And, yep.
So we all had Mark Andrews, or the 3 of us I know had Mark Andrews, and me and April had Darren Waller at 4.
Yeah.
So now, number 3.
Number 3, I got Waller. Number 3.
I got Waller at number 3 too.
I have Andrews at number 3.
Yeah.
Who'd you
Yeah.
number 3?
Yeah, and we all know
Andrews.
who's and we all know who's
Number
number 1
3?
and number 2. So.
Number 3
Yeah.
for me.
Austin Hooper. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be valuable this year. You'll see.
Hooper is tied for my number 2.
And number 2, I was trying to throw my number 2.
George
I
Kittle.
went George Kittle.
George Kittle.
Yes. I'm right there with you. Like
Yeah,
George Kittle
George
all
Kittle.
day, every day. Number 2 is tied in.
Yeah.
Me too. I got George Kittle.
Number 1, for me, it's a no-brainer.
Travis
Travis
Kelce.
Kelce.
Yeah.
Now, let's head to the fun part of this. Defense.
Okay. Oh.
Man, so this is
We're
a
not do-
very challenging one.
We're not doing offensive line. I got my picks. No.
Like, we're going overall defenses.
Okay, overall defenses. Okay.
So for me, this is a dark horse for me this year. Number 5, I went Denver.
I see that. I've said this from the beginning, though. I can see that this being for kind of like a repeat of the Peyton Manning year that he was there and won the Super Bowl. Like where their defense just kind of comes in and takes over because there was so much miscommunication on offense. And with there being a new coach and with there being a new quarterback, I can see that.
Oh, it's my turn. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna go with San Francisco. I like San Francisco defense at number 5. I don't know how well you feel about that.
Yeah, I'm actually right there with you, man. I got
Oh,
San Francisco coming in at number 5.
Um, for me, now let's head to number 4. And for us, we're gonna go Chili Pepper right here at number 4.
oh wait, number 4.
Yep.
Which one do you get? You got the Dallas Cowboys. Who
No,
do you get? Oh,
That's
at
not.
number
That's not.
4,
no. Oh no.
I went Buffalo at number 4.
What?
Oh, really? Okay. At number 4, is it my turn? Yeah, is it my
Yeah.
turn? Right. Okay, I'm going with Tampa at number 4. I know, they could be like number 2 or 3, but they got my number 4.
Yeah, once again, I am right there with Chili Pepper. Like Tampa Bay coming in at number 4 on my list.
April, where'd you go at 4?
I went Packers.
Now, number 3, April.
Well, my boys, the Saints. I can
Who
really
they?
see them
Who
coming
dat?
in at number 4. So
Gary, where'd you go at 3?
So at 3 for me, I'm taking our boys in two-tone blue. I got the Titans as having a top 3 defense.
And then Chili Pepper, where'd you go at 3?
At 3, I'm doing the Cowboys.
For me, number 3, I had to go the other team out of LA, the LA Chargers.
Oh,
Because look at what they added. J.C. Jackson that back end with Derwin James. You added Khalil Mack, who's a top 5, top 10 pass rusher. This defense is easily top 5 with those 2 big additions right there, and add then what they added in the draft. Number 2, Harry,
Number 2.
you went our boys at number 3. I put our boys at number 2.
Oh yeah, see, for me it was. I think with having some questions around Caleb Farley and his health, which I do. If anybody don't know or hasn't checked out our channel on YouTube, but I do have a prediction for Caleb Farley. I think he's going to have a breakout year this year. But with that uncertainty, it made me have to kind of pull back on it and just say, I had to put him at number 3, and then I took the Bills at number 2.
Ooh. And I think we lost Schlicker. There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
So, where'd you go at number 2?
Sorry, my phone's ringing. So I went with the Bills at number 2.
So, you and Gary went Buffalo at 2.
Yeah.
April, where'd you go at 2?
I went Buffalo.
Wow. So, all y'all went Buffalo. I went our boys.
Yeah.
What about your number 1 defense?
Wow. The Titans, of course. This
That's
is
my
gonna be
number
the
1
year.
too.
Yes.
Gary, who'd you go with at number 1?
So number 1, and it took a lot of kind of like gut calls, but not number 1 will have to be the Rams. Like Aaron Donald, like being out there.
Me and Gary with the same place.
Yeah, like you just Aaron Donald is one of those players, you don't see in the NFL. There's no one else like him. There will probably never be anybody else like him. He is one of those once in a lifetime generation superstars that we should all be, grateful that we get to see this man on the field playing a sport that we all love to watch,
Yeah.
True.
So I have him coming in at number one. Like, there's just no one else like him.
And then
I,
for
I have to I have to say with them coming in, I'm winning. It has to be more than just him though. And really, when I look at the Rams defense, it has to be
Jalen
more than
Ramsey,
just him.
No,
Jalen, he's a scaredy cat. We've played
they,
Jalen so many times with when
we've
he
picked him. We've picked
yeah,
him for Jalen.
he's a big baby.
Um,
9 sacks? You're gonna ignore 9 sacks in one of the biggest games over the fact that we beat Aaron Donald last year?
Exactly.
Well,
Oh my goodness!
well, I
These are
mean,
here.
I love our Titans, but our defense, and if we're just being honest, our defense does not play on a consistent basis the way the Rams defense has played consistently with Aaron Donald on that field. And that's the big difference for me. Is you're consistently going to get double digit sack numbers,
from Aaron Donald.
from Aaron Donald every year in the story.
But in one game,
And one game we got 9 sacks. That's one game, but that's my point is if we were able to produce that, and the Rams have had double digit sacks in one game before. So it's not something that just the Titans have done. But I think that you're really undervaluing the capability of the Rams defense. Like, they are by far, like, in my opinion, the best defense in the league right now.
I don't know. I was out watching them, but I still got to put my
That
voice.
makes sense. Makes sense. But the Titans still my number one.
So,
Chili, I told you you're the smartest man.
so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this up one more time. So, if you want to see the show grow, donate. There's the Cash App. If you want to donate, it does. There's no limit. If you want to donate $10, donate $10, because this is, of course, to help the show grow and make it better. If you want to see this show be better, donate. And so, of course, we want to go ahead and shout out the socials for Gary and April. Twitter is at What's Gary, which is their Twitter page for the What's Shak'n Titans podcast. And then IG is What's Shak'n Titans, all lowercase.
Definitely, and y'all can also check us out on YouTube and Facebook at What's Shaking Titans. We will be doing, and actually, we will be going live tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So definitely check us out. We have some awesome stuff planned for tomorrow. So definitely jump on there, check us out. April kind of mentioned, we have some big news and somebody to kind of introduce to the world. We are really excited to bring this extra face to y'all, and just to see what the future holds for us, and just really excited for tomorrow all around. So definitely be
it's gonna be
checking us
great.
out.
And
And
then,
then we're also on Facebook as well.
and then for us, I'll go ahead and throw out our buddy Chili Pepper's socials. So if you want to get him on your show, reach out to him. There's his Instagram and Twitter. But yeah,
Yeah, yep. And thank you for having me. It was very nice being here. Great honor. Nice meeting you guys.
Yeah, definitely, Chili. We'll have to have you on sometime, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
for
definitely
sure.
want you on. You're the smartest man ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a rancher. I'm a Titan. I'm smart as hell. Yeah.
yeah,
So
let's head into start talking record predictions for the season. And I think me and April were in the same place week 3. That is such a short week. You're playing Monday night in Buffalo, and you have to turn back around week 3 and play Las Vegas. And that's our only loss in the first third of the season. Is it safe to say that the Titans could be 4-1, 5-0 right there?
yeah, 4-1. I just don't see us losing to Vegas. I think it's gonna be the Buffalo game.
Yeah, see, man, Chili. I wish you would have checked out our episode last week because that's what we talked about. The games that we are most concerned for, and my two games was Buffalo and Denver,
Yeah.
and I feel like a lot of people are undervaluing how strong Denver's going to be this year, and then Buffalo. Not enough people are giving this team credit. They're one of the few teams who are coming in almost identical to the same way they left last season, and they were pretty scary last season. Going toe to toe
and
with Kansas
and
City.
Buffalo also added somebody, Von Miller.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yes, and remember, this is Monday Night 2.0. Last year we won, but we won by an inch.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
Home
I
field.
can't be scared of Buffalo. I can't. We beat them with COVID. We beat them last year. Bring on Von Miller. I don't care. I can't be scared of Buffalo. I just can't.
And then part of the season two, Indy. I say we rattle off 5 straight before our next loss, and it's Week 10 at home against Denver, then Week 11 at Green Bay. I say we get back-to-back losses in that second part of the season.
I can agree with you. We're coming off of a short week with Denver. I think that's one that's going to sneak up on us. It's going to be one of those that people expect us to win. It's going to be kind of overlooked. But we're coming off of some really tough games. Our bye has already passed. It's going to be really easy for that one to just slip by us, and it's a short week.
And then, of course, November in Green Bay isn't any easier.
No,
No.
it's not. In
No.
Green Bay, it's going to be really hard. Aaron Rodgers, that's the time that he really starts warming up. So, it's going to be those 2 games back to back, I agree, are going to be losses back to back.
And I say we get revenge Week 12 over Cincinnati. No
Oh,
doubt.
yes. Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
So I'm gonna kind of go out here, and I haven't given my record prediction yet. So to definitely stay tuned to our podcast to catch that. But I will say this: I have Green Bay losing, and losing big to the Titans,
Oh,
That's
and
bold.
and I say that on the back of Derrick Henry.
Okay.
and then, the thing I like about Derek, he's such a big guy. When it starts getting cold,
He wants that.
nobody
He runs
wants to
harder.
tackle.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
gets hot.
Yeah.
And not only that, if you go on our website, we have, the What's Shaking Titans website, you can check out, a couple articles that we wrote. And I wrote an article about Derrick Henry. And in that article, I have actually gone on and said that, I think Derrick Henry will capture another 2K season this year. And will go on to become the first player ever to have 2K seasons.
So let's go back to the first part of the season. I literally sat and went through yardage the other day, and I said Derek Week 1 will get 120 yards Week 1.
Oh, yeah.
That's not shocking. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the Giants.
Yeah,
It's the
that's the average.
I-
Yeah, he was
I
averaging
also-
like 122, 133 last year.
Right.
Yeah.
I said
That's just
against-
average.
I said it at Buffalo, he would hit 105,
I can see that.
but I said he would only get 98 against Vegas.
Oh, nah. He's going to get 180 against me.
No. I
I-
say I see that. I see us getting behind with Vegas, and we're not going to be able to feed Henry as much as we'd like to, so we're going to have to rely on the arm of Tannehill. And if he puts his helmet on before he comes out to the field, he may do well. If not, he won't. So,
See,
And I said,
yeah, I have to.
I said he would get 180 against Indianapolis
Oh,
the first time around.
divisional game. Oh, that's going to be a hard one. I think he's going to do like 110, 105.
But
I have
Yeah.
to agree with Chili because it's going to be a game of the running backs.
Yes.
John Taylor's going to have something to prove, and I just think
Derek's
that
running
both
with
of them.
vengeance.
Derek is going to run with vengeance, but I also think with them having Taylor, they're going to be more prepared for that. So I'm going to say it's going to be more of an even on both sides of the ball and low yards for running backs. I
So
have a feeling in the game as well.
I have to kind of disagree. So for me, um, I think Vegas is going to be actually a place where Derrick Henry will actually be able to ball out really good. And the reasoning behind that is because I actually have Las Vegas losing this game only because we have the likes of Kevin Byard, Caleb Farley. Uh, I just think our secondary is going to be too much, and yeah, I really just think it's going to be a hard time for Devontae Adams and Derek Carr to actually, you know, stay out and ahead in that game. I really see Derrick Henry, keeping that ball, keeping it running on the ground, keeping the clock moving, keeping Carr off the field. You know, that is going to be one of those like good old school fashion Titan games right there.
So, Washington, what are y'all thinking yards wise? I said 200 yards against Washington because
Yeah.
Washington will stack the box against Derek.
See,
And
you're gonna.
Derek plays so well against the stack box.
I mean, I agree that he does that, but I also have us losing at Washington, and I have us losing at Washington because it's a game that we're supposed to win. And historically, if we are to win that game, and we're supposed to win that game, we don't. He may get that many yards. I'm not sure though.
Well, I'm just going to say this. My final total on the whole year, yardage wise for Derek, 2,200 yards.
Okay.
Yeah.
2,200 yards for
That's
number 22.
Yep.
Yep.
See, that's about what I
In the
have.
year 22. Okay.
That was
And Corey Curtis from Big Hair International made a very interesting point. In the first 15 games of the year, Tennessee's favored in 9 of them. Let's head to the very back end of the schedule. I say Titans lose to Dallas.
I said that too.
But
It's just historical.
I have them going to Los Angeles and mopping the floor with the Chargers.
that guy.
Yeah.
That's all fine. Yeah. I, well, yeah. I don't like losing to Dallas Cowboys, but that might happen. And I'm gonna be there at that damn game. So
Yeah.
So
I have
say
to- I
You
have
see-
to say Dallas is definitely a 50-50 game. It's one of those games that can go either way.
It's in my mind. I agree. It's who wants it more, or
yeah,
if there's playoff seeding on the line, Tennessee has to fight.
yeah.
But if the Titans if they've already clinched or and won the division, there's
Yeah,
really
that
nothing to
depends.
play for.
Yeah, how much
Right. It's
is on
an
the line,
NFC
right?
game. I
How
don't.
much is on the line for each team? Yeah.
And so I see as I said, I see Tennessee finishing 13-4.
That's fair.
The floor is 11-6, but the ceiling is 14-3.
Oh gosh, you gave us a lot. I say 10-7. Period. Just because I see us dropping a lot of these games. I do.
And why do you think that? Is it because we don't have AJ Brown and you're expecting no production out of Traylon Burks, or
Oh.
No, it's not that. It's the fact that it's gonna
Shots
be based on how
Well, our background. Just say it.
no, it's gonna be based on how King Henry plays at the end of the day. We're expecting him to play well, but will he? If he runs into that wall, will he? So that's what I'm basing it on. Is how is he gonna bounce back from this season? And will Tannehill throw 50 million interceptions? That's what I'm basing it on, to be honest.
So
How many
Yeah.
interceptions is he gonna throw
As-
this season?
as we head to the back end of this show, we're going to run through some season end award predictions. So we're going to start off with one category that I like, and it's defensive rookie.
Oh, I don't know how.
League. This is league wide too. It's sort of like the NFL honors.
Oh.
I've heard people say like Sauce Gardner.
So it's rookie defensive player.
Defensive rookie of the year, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either.
I'm just gonna
we would have to like really just look into it.
I'm just gonna throw this out. Kayvon Thibodeau.
Okay, I can see that.
Because if you look at the defense there with the Giants, you're going to get the most productive or the most production from your edge rushers because of how that defense operates. Because their defensive coordinator there in New York was the defensive coordinator for the Ravens for what felt like forever. And what they love to do, or what that dude loves to do, is blitz. He loves to throw the kitchen sink at teams. If anybody causes a problem for Tennessee, it's going to be Kayvon Thibodeau week 1.
Yes. So, me, for my rookie, would be Roger McCreary, cornerback, for the Titans.
Oh, cornerback, yeah.
I have him actually, especially now that Buster Screen is retired. It's going to open that door for him to be able to step in there and be more part of the production for the team and have a bigger role to play for them. So I really see that door being opened for him to maybe achieve that. Especially with KB, like Kevin Byard is fired up this year, and not only that, but just seeing the level of intensity that he's bringing into the locker room and holding all these other players up to that, like, oh man, I'm getting fired up for this season, and it's mainly from just seeing little
KB.
short videos from him. So.
And let's go ahead and head to defensive player. Now I went Big Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see Jeff.
I agree.
Jeff or Honor Landry can do his thing too.
And then offensive player of the year.
Oh,
Jamar Chase.
No, the Henry, he's gonna get 2,000 plus, so he's gonna be offensive player of the year. Or you're going to MVP? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I went.
Sorry, my bad.
I went Derek at 2 places.
Okay.
And of course, offensive rookie, I went Traylon Burks.
He's the favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree with you
100%.
100% on having him, because I was about to say I would put Traylon Burks as offensive player, but yeah, he would go for offensive rookie. So,
and then comeback player of the year,
Derrick Henry, and then MVP
Derrick Henry.
Henry.
Next would be coach of the year. I'm going back to back. Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, because we're winning the Super Bowl this year. So.
Get him two coach of the years for Derrick Henry's 2 2K seasons.
I can get behind all of these predictions.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I like all of them.
We're taking everything.
Taking it all all year.
Yeah.
Y'all heard it live right here on the 615 podcast.
Well, everybody, we are on the back end. And of course, again, I'll go ahead and throw their socials up. This is for the What's Shakin' podcast with Gary and April. And of course, where else can they find y'all that's not right there?
You can find us Facebook at What's Shaking Titans, as well as YouTube, Spotify, and Anchor at What's Shaking Titans. We will be going live tomorrow evening at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So definitely hop over there, hop on YouTube, hop on Facebook. We'll have our live streams up on YouTube and Facebook. We will tweet out a link and send out a link on all of our other platforms so everybody can watch us live. And then we normally upload our episodes up to Spotify and Anchor a couple days after they air. We're just actually running kind of behind on doing that.
And then, of course, here is Chili Pepper socials. Like, if anybody that comes back later to watch this wants to have him on, reach out to him. There's his Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. And if you
Billy,
want
you're
some,
coming on our show.
Oh, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, just let me know, and I'm in for sure. Yeah, I had a great time here.
And
Thank
then,
you,
of course,
thank you.
I'm going to post this up here one more time. So if anybody wants to donate to help the show grow, there's the Cash App. And as I said, anything helps, anything works to help this show grow. Well, of course, thank you again to Gary, April, and Chili Pepper for coming and hanging out. It's been just over an hour, but this has been fun.
Yes.
But as you know what they say, every good thing must come to an end.
Yeah, well, let's get a closing out with a tighten up, guys. Let's tighten up.
Yes,
Tighten
tighten
up,
up.
Classy
guys.
and tighten up.
Tighten up. Yeah, absolutely.
Tighten up.
Yep.
Well, everybody, as I always say, stay classy and tighten up.
All right.